Hello, Cricuters, and welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to personalize wine tumblers. If you have followed me for any length of time, you know I really don't do sales. However, someone asked me to make some wine tumblers for them, and of course, you know I don't work for free. I will definitely show you the design that I came up with for the wine tumblers and my process for putting them all together. But before I do that, and before I even show you what the first one looks like, you know what I need you to do. Go ahead and take care of the three things. Hit the like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Okay, so let me show you. This is what one of them looks like, and I am in love with it. I will show you the font, how I used it, how I put it together, how I placed the adhesive vinyl on the tumbler. I'll show you my full process. And so without further ado, let's get started. The materials that I'll be using for this project include this 4-pack of 12-ounce tumblers. The person who I'm making this for says she purchased these from Walmart. I'll be using alcohol to clean the bottles before I place the vinyl. I'll be using Oracal 651. It's intermediate cal. The color is silver. I'll use my large Cricut scraper. I'll use my True Control knife, a pair of Cricut scissors, my pen weeding tool. I'll definitely leave a link down below if you don't have one of these. This thing is awesome. I love it. I'll use transfer tape. I'll use the same piece of transfer tape to transfer each of the names to the tumblers. And I will use my green standard grip mat. The font that I'm using the top font is Samantha Upright that I purchased from Creative Fabrica. I'll leave a link down below for that. And the bottom font is Christmas Farmhouse. I downloaded that from dafont.com. Okay, so without further ado, let's head on over to Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space and I've already created these 4 decals to go on the tumblers. I'm going to show you how I created 2 of them just to give you an idea of how to make them if you're going to use the Samantha Upright font. Before I do that though, I'm going to show you the character map UWP that you'll need to download in order to use the glyphs and extra features in any fonts that you have. On my computer, I would have to go to the Microsoft Store, and the name of the app that I'm suggesting for you is called Character Map UWP. It is free. It's a free app. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again. But the purpose of using this character map is because it will show me all of the extra glyphs and swoops and swirls that I have available with any font that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and open it, and so you can see it. So I'm looking at the Samantha Upright font, but this will show me all of the features that I have on any font on my computer. So if you haven't downloaded Character Map UWP, I highly suggest you do that. I have a full tutorial on how to use the Character Map UWP, and I will link it down below in the description. I am not going to do that in this tutorial because the purpose of this tutorial is just to show you how to apply adhesive vinyl to tumblers. Okay, I'm using the Samantha Upright font, and I'm going to go back to Cricut Design Space. So let's just say I wanted to remake this one, the one that says Chelsea. Okay, so what I did, the first thing I did was I chose text and I typed Chelsea. Okay. Right now, the font that is selected is Cricut Sans. I went over and I typed in Samantha. Now, of course, you have to download this font if you're going to use it. It's not automatically available on your computer. So Chelsea in the Samantha Upright font, without me doing anything to it, looks just like this. I knew that I wanted to change it up a little bit. So what I decided to do was, the first thing is ungroup it so that each letter, I can click on each letter individually. I know I wanted to change that C, so That's the first letter that I'll look for. I'll go to the character map, UWP, and I will look at all of the capital C's within the Samantha Upright font. So I'm looking at the capital A's. These are all of the A options. There are the B's. Now I'm looking at the C's. Okay, here's one. This is another. Here's another C. I like that one. Okay, I don't like this one because it has this little thing at the bottom. This one is a little bit too fancy. So I have just different options for letter C. I like this one. What I'll do is click copy. I'll go back to Cricut Design Space and I will double click on the C, delete it, and hit Control V. Okay, and so what that did was change the C that was there to this new C. So this C matches this C. The next thing that I did was I knew I wanted to change this letter L. So I went back to the character map, UWP, and I looked for the lowercase L's. So I'm looking at the L's, I'm looking at them. Okay, I'm trying to find them. This is H, these are the I's, K. Okay, so now I'm getting down to the L's. Okay, that one is too simple, oh, I like this one. This one is, I don't like that one. I like this one. I also like this one. Let me see if this is the one that I like. I can click copy, go back to Cricut Design Space, double click on this L, delete it, do Control V on my keyboard, and I like that one. I like the way that one looks. Okay, the next letter that I changed was the A. Okay, I went back to the character map. I went to the lowercase A's. Okay, I'm looking at them. Lowercase a, lowercase a's. Okay, I like this. Oh, that's too fancy for me. Okay, so I can keep looking. I'm looking for, just an A that has kind of a little hook at the end, I guess it's called. I like this one. That one is nice. I like that one. Let's see if I like it. Copy. Go back to Cricut Design Space, double click on this one, delete it, Control V on my keyboard, and there I go. Once I had it the way I liked it, I selected the whole thing, attached it, I duplicated it just to be on the safe side in case I changed my mind. And then once I have a backup copy right here just off to the side. I like the way this looks. I welded it because this is a script font. The only reason this one looks different from this one is because I unlocked it and I stretched it down like that. Okay, so that's how I got this font. Now let's look at Melissa. Okay, so Melissa is another one that I kind of played with. Okay, and for Chelsea, the font under Chelsea is the one that's called Christmas Farmhouse. So let me just type in bridesmaid. It's all caps, bridesmaid. Okay, and I changed it to Christmas Farmhouse. Christmas Farmhouse is a font that I downloaded from thefont.com. So I just changed it to that, and I just, stretched it down a little bit. I centered it the way that I wanted to. And all of this will depend on the size of the tumblers that you use. And if I like it like this, well, first I'll duplicate bridesmaid because I want to make sure I have it enough times for the tumblers that I have. Okay, and I like it like that. I can weld the whole thing together so that when it cuts together. Okay, so now let's look at Melissa. Melissa is another one that I played with, of course. Okay, so bridesmaid, I know Melissa is a bridesmaid. I need to change the text. So I typed in Melissa, Melissa, and I used Samantha Upright, SAMAN. I can just type that, click on it. Okay, so this is just a plain, what it looks like plain without me doing anything to it. So the first thing that I'll need to do is ungroup it because I know I'm going to change that M. I want to jazz it up. I'm going to go back to my character map. I'm going to look for the capital M's. Okay, so I'm going to look for the capital M's. Okay, I see all of these M options. M. I don't like that one. I see multiple. Oh, look at that. That's fancy. I like this one. That is cute. I like that one too. So I can just look at all of the different options for M and find the one that I like the best. I think this is the one. I'm going to click copy, go back to Cricut Design Space, double click on this one, delete it, Control V on my keyboard, Control V on my keyboard. I don't see it. Let me go back. Maybe I did not copy it enough. Let me go back to my character map. Let me click copy. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. And I am going to delete this one. Control V. There I go. And it's already in the perfect spot. And then the next thing I did was I changed the A. So I went back to the character map, went to the lowercase a's, and they should be in alphabetical order, and find the A that I like. I think it was this one. Click copy, go back to Cricut Design Space, double click on this, backspace, Control V, and let me make sure that's the one. That is the one. If I like it, I'm going to go ahead. Let me click over here, and I am just going to attach this, and I'm going to duplicate it just to have an extra one over here to the side. And then since I like it like this, I am going to go ahead and weld it. Okay. And I can, kind of play with it and move it around and see how I like it. I know I needed to, make it 3 inches wide because that was my workspace. Okay, so that's just what I did with Melissa. All right, so when you're looking at the character map, UWP, you will see that you have tons of options. Yours don't have to look like this, but I wanted you to see how to use it. Once I had it exactly how I wanted it, and I had the font, I had changed all the letters, then I just went and clicked make it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't need it anymore. I don't need any of this. I only have this here to show you my process. I've already cut Chelsea, so I'm just gonna hide that one. These are the ones that need to be cut and put on the remaining tumblers. So I have them the way I want them already. I will click, I think my sizing for each of these was right at 3. That's right. And I have them exactly how I want them. I will click make it. Okay. So the only thing that's on my mat are these 3. And I always move my images down or my decals down. I never just cut right at the top. And since this is premium vinyl, I know that I will load it on my mat with the squares on my mat with the vinyl face up. I will click continue. Okay, it's going to connect to my Cricut Maker. And I am going to choose premium vinyl, and I'm going to do more pressure. Now you can choose premium vinyl with more pressure. You can choose premium, you can choose the washi setting. You could do a double cut. You have multiple options. More pressure works fine, or doing a double cut worked fine, because this font, these letters, the names, that font is thin, and it is a weeding nightmare if you don't do a double cut or use more pressure. Okay, everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. I have my vinyl loaded on my mat face up, so the squares are on the mat, and I am using my regular fine point blade. I want to make sure that it's straight and it's under these 2. This is the alignment, I guess. I'm going to click the flashing button and press the C to let it get started. Remember, you need 10 inches behind your machine. Okay, I'm going to carefully try to get this weeded out. I have my light box here to help me just in case I need it, but I'll be using my pen weeding tool, and I'm gonna have to take my time because this script font is very thin. So I'm gonna do my best to get this weeded out and placed on the tumblers. So now I'm going to wipe off the tumbler. I'm using just regular alcohol. And even though the decal will only go on one side, I just wipe the whole thing just to be on the safe side. It doesn't really matter which side you put it on, because once the lid comes off, they will put it back where they want it to go. So I'll get a piece of transfer tape that is big enough to cover the whole image. Let's see. Okay. And I will burnish. The goal is to transfer the image to the tumbler. Just lay the tumbler down on the side. Let me get a roll of tape. The roll of tape will be my extra pair of hands. And I will place it, just by eyeballing it, I'll place it a little bit further down from the lid. Use my fingers first to smooth it out. And I'll use my scraper to do the rest. Elbow grease. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Is this it? Is this it? This is it. And there we go. So that's my second one. I'll still use, I wonder, yeah, it's still sticky enough. I'm still going to use that same piece of transfer tape. I will wipe the next bottle down. I keep calling it a bottle, it's a tumbler. So the next one I'll do is Vanessa. And transfer tape is reusable as long as it's still sticky. And it is still sticky. And I am going to put her name right here. Okay, Miss Vanessa. And the last one is for the Matron of Honor, and that is Miss Jessica. And we'll use this same piece of transfer tape. The purpose of wiping the bottle down is just to remove any debris. Now this one's gonna be a little bit different because it's longer. The decal is actually taller than the others. So I'm gonna be more careful with this one. I'm gonna cut this to help that vinyl behave. Just cut it at an angle. If you're ever placing adhesive vinyl on something that has a curve, just cut it at an angle. Cut the transfer tape at an angle. Making sure you don't cut your decal. Okay. Miss Jessica. Okay, I can see the O. All right. There we go. That is the finished product. All right, so let me get all of these as straight as I want them to all be facing. See, that's a thing. I want them to all be facing the same direction. So let me just fix that. And yeah, share my final thoughts. So this is the finished product, and I love the way these turned out, all 4 of them. I would definitely suggest doing a double cut or using more pressure if you're going to use the Samantha font, because it is really thin. I enjoyed making these, and hopefully if you decide to make them, yours turn out just as beautiful. If you haven't already done the 3 things, go ahead and take care of that. Hit the like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week without fail. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.